All right, hello and welcome to this lesson where we're going to continue on with our bucket drops symbolism. All right, so we have the bucket here, which is perfectly symmetrical and very simple, as you can see. Now what we want to do is symbolize the drops idea. So what we're going to do is come up here and zoom up, and we're going to take the ellipse tool. So I'm going to left click, hold, and then with the sub menu, choose the ellipse tool. And we want to choose somewhere in the center. We want to make sure it lines up with the center of this design here. So what we're going to do, once we have that green guide right there, we're going to left click, hold Shift and Alt, and drag out something right around this size. All right, so we're going to hold Shift, right click, or left click rather, and move it down just a bit. And depending on how our following path works out, we may adjust the vertical position of this. But for right now, I think this is probably pretty good. I can always scale it up just a tad bit by holding Shift and Alt and left clicking and dragging out. We don't want it too close to the sides or the bottom. Otherwise, when it's real small, it'll blur. But I think right here is pretty good. Okay. So now what we want to do is not just leave this, this ellipse here. It doesn't really make sense. We want to take a line or a path that kind of flows up with this natural edge all the way up here as if it's a drop. And also we'll be doing the same thing with this over here. All right, so the way we'll do this is we'll take the pen tool again. And we can see we hover over the path. It'll show us exactly where the path is, and we can click right on it. And I'm just going to click right around there. And I'm going to click right around, perhaps just right around here. Not exactly in the center. Just like that. I'm going to Alt left click right on the anchor point and hit Escape. All right, and now what I want to do, I'm going to take the direct selection tool, and I'm just looking at where our anchor points are right now. So when it comes to an ellipse, you always have 4, top, bottom, right, and left. We may want to add an extra anchor point right around here, because right now if I hit delete, we'll see it kind of gets rid of the whole half of the ellipse. We don't want that, obviously. So we're going to need to add a couple anchor points. One around this area right here where these intersect, and then one roughly perhaps right around here. So we'll take the Add Anchor Point tool, and I'm going to click one right around here, and then also click right around here. Now I can take the Direct Selection tool, hit delete, and now you can see this basic shape of the drop, except I kind of want these to connect a little bit closer because there's too much of an open gap right here. It kind of looks like a hook instead of an actual drop at this point. So also you can notice if we get a little bit closer here, we can notice that based on how this is flowing, doesn't quite match up. It seems as though this Bezier curve on this could be adjusted. So if we take the direct selection tool, we click on it, we could see that we could take this anchor and adjust it to try to get it to match a little bit better. So I have a Control 1. That's not too bad. So now we're going to see how we can try to get this line kind of to converge a little bit to make it a more full drop basically. So if you take the pen tool, we can hover over the existing anchor point and click on it, and then we could start to continue our path here. So I'm going to try coming up right around here in the center and try to experiment with some just different placements in terms of how I want this to appear. I actually think I might not make a Bezier curve, and instead we'll just make a straight line from where this currently is pointing. So it looks like it would be right around here. I may go in further, actually. All right, that's pretty good right there. Then what I want to do is go ahead, and because this doesn't look good, we're going to create some white space between this point and, or this line rather, and right over here. So I want to take everything that I currently have, and we're going to take it in. Basically, I think I may want to increase the stroke. Oops. There you go. Thought it was going to have to just start from 0. There we go. Just a tad bit more. Perhaps right around there. Make it a little bit thicker. So that is 22 points. And then what I'm going to do is take everything, hit Control G to group them. Control and F, Control F, and that will duplicate the group. I'm going to hide this one, the original. And then what I'm going to do at this point is simply go to Object, Path, Outline, Stroke. All right. And now I'm going to zoom up. And I'm going to take the pen tool, and for our foreground, we're going to change it to white, just temporarily. And I'm going to click right on this path right here, and then click right here on the path beneath it, and then just create a slight Bezier curve that kind of matches the flow of this line. And I'm going to Alt left click and then come out right around here. Oops, that's a little bit too much. There we go. Then Alt left click and then connect it back. And as you can see, now it creates a nice sort of separation. I may make that separation a little bit larger though. So what I'll do is take the direct selection tool, hold shift and select these two anchors and just pull them out slightly. And then we want to do the same thing up here with the same amount of thickness, as well as making it flow correctly based on the current path of the line. So let me start over here, Alt left click, come out right around here, and then connect them up. Control 1. All right, that looks pretty good. I think I make this is a little bit thicker than this. So I'll just take the direct selection tool, select both of these, and drag them in just slightly. Perfect. All right, so now what we need to do, we need to select everything with exception to these two white paths. So I'm going to hold shift and left click to deselect both of them. And then I'm going to go to View, and, or not View, sorry about that. Select all of these again real quick. We're going to go Window, Pathfinder, and we're going to merge or hit Unite. All right, then what we want to do is take this right here and hold shift and select that as well. And then also select this shape and choose minus front. And there we go. It is perfectly, as you can see, transparent in between them. All right, so that is our symbol. So in the next lesson, we're going to take this symbol and also create a version that will serve as our app launcher icon. All right, so I'll see you then.